Hello and welcome back to Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. I'm Tommy, joined by Murphy.
Hello.
How was your week?
It's been good. It's been good. It's been
It's gonna be a short week. It's a
I've been
holiday week. You're already
I've been
off,
reading
right?
so many comic books. I posted on the Instagram about it, like my stacks of just the Image, Boom, independent comics.
Yeah.
I'm just working my way through, trying to
Nice.
make sure I get caught up.
I've been
You know.
working on Radiant Black. On
Yeah,
my
that's next on my list.
my new commute allows me to read comics on the train, which is awesome. So I am
Hey.
working my way through volume 2 of Radiant Black, enjoying it very much. I love all the Cal references to it. Did you ever read Cal?
Oh yeah.
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 I love Cal. I didn't pick up all of it, but I am very happy to have the first 10 issues.
Yeah. But yeah, we got some house cleaning. That's what people call it, right? House cleaning to talk about the channel. Murphy's running our YouTube or our Instagram channel and crushing it, and we are getting a bunch of support there. And we had our first giveaway, which was a great success. That's going out or has gone out already.
It will be going out tomorrow.
Cool. Going out in the mail tomorrow. We did a duck race for it, like all of our giveaways. So stay tuned for the next one. We should be talking about announcing the next one soon. It is going to be YouTube subscriber based. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss content and you have access to win a chance to win our next giveaway.
Yeah, and our first one was just an ungraded book, but this next one is actually a signed CGC 9.8
Hey, let's go.
comic. So it is something to add to your collection for sure. No questions about what it's worth. No questions about who it's signed by. It is something to add. So definitely make sure to, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, make sure you get notifications.
Hey, he's getting it.
Hey, I'm getting there. And also Instagram too.
Yeah.
But
Yep. Absolutely.
but we also wanted to talk about Tommy's top picks. You guys have a couple videos out, right?
Yeah, so if you don't know, there's a sister channel called Tommy's Top Picks to Tommy's Top Shelf Comics. It is where we talk about cardboard and stuff. And my favorite cardboard game right now is called Flesh and Blood. It is a trading card game and it is a ton of fun. And a new set came out called Dynasty. And so I opened a ton of product, and so did John. And we talked about our opening and how it went and what we think about the set and the game right now. And it's all very positive and we're all very excited. So go over there, check it out. If you listen to podcasts on podcast platforms, we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So you can find us there on Tommy's Top Picks. I have gotten good at my New Year's resolution of remembering to upload them on the podcast platforms and not just YouTube. So that's been a plus.
Hey.
I missed one week and I went back and I filled it. But then the other last bit of house cleaning is some sad news. A childhood hero of ours has fallen.
Jason David Frank. We, just want to send out, I don't know, condolences and, just it's a truly heartbreaking thing to hear what's happened with him, and he will be missed. So we just wanted to take a second to, whether you were a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers hardcore fan or not, he was Tommy. He was the Red Ranger, Green Ranger, White Ranger. He was all the Rangers. He was just such a force for good in this world, and we just wanted to take a
An
second to
icon.
make sure that we, did a little memoriam for him, because he will definitely be missed.
Absolutely. But without further ado, we have our top 5 comics of the week. Starting off with number 5, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero, number 300. for its first
So
appearance on our top five.
yeah, we I mean, I love GI Joe, but GI Joe's never made our list.
Mm.
There have been a couple times I've thought about putting it on there. But either way, this one is called All In Part 5. So this is it. The final G.I. Joe, a real American hero story arc at IDW Publishing comes to a blockbuster conclusion. Using a brand new casino on Cobra Island as a front, Cobra has been busy resurrecting both dangerous villains and heroes behind the scenes, all in the hope of creating the deadliest Cobra army ever. Will the warriors of G.I. Joe foil their archenemy's evil machinations before it's too late? Or will the devious revanche, I'm going to go with that. Robots
Sounds
have the
good.
last word over both the Joes and Cobra. The game for the fate of the world has reached its calamitous finale, and it's time for every single player to go all in. Living legend Larry Hama and SL Gallant bring us this final special overlength issue of their long and celebrated run at IDW Publishing, including special extras. This milestone issue is not to be missed. So, this one's big because the cover has 300 GI Joe characters. So, classic. Good move. But this is going to be G.I. Joe's end at IDW after 12 years.
It's a big deal.
And I mean, anybody who knows, like, I mean, G.I. Joe is as much a part of our, any nerd's life as anything else. Like, it's G.I. Joe. We all had the action figures, whether we loved the comics or the show or any of
Hmm.
that. We all interacted with the story. But early rumors right now for who is going to pick up GI Joe after this is actually Robert Kirkman's Skybound imprint on Image, which I mean that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know about. I mean, Robert Kirkman, love him, everything he does, but that would be interesting. What they could do with the GI Joe property over there
Oh,
at
absolutely.
Skybound.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then
I was never really a big G.I. Joe guy, but I
you
understand.
didn't have you didn't have a Snake Eyes action
I
figure.
did. I did.
Yeah, exactly. Like we all had a Snake Eyes, a Storm Shadow.
Yeah, sure.
Like it brought ninjas into the forefront for
Sure.
me.
Yeah. No, it definitely has its place. But
Yeah, so this one's just exciting. I mean it's the end of a run.
yeah,
And
it's yeah.
12 years is an impressive amount of time. Uh
Any comic that gets to 300, I mean,
yeah, right? Like
big deal.
like Spider-Man's at 900 and it's been there since the 60s.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
But moving
but
on
moving
to
on,
number
that'll take
4.
us to
Once upon a time at the end of the world. In this epic post-apocalyptic tale, Makeo and Mezzi have never met anyone like each other, and they'll need all the help they can get to survive a planet ravaged by environmental catastrophe. This epic trilogy, each issue overflowing with 30 story pages, spans a lifetime as physiolog-
philosophical
philosophical
differences.
big words, philosophical
Philosophical
differences
differences.
tear at the threads holding Makeo and Mezzi together. Will they? My wife was just like face palming the hardest I've ever seen right next to me as I was struggling there.
Read it first.
Will they and the earth beneath their feet ultimately be torn apart? New York Times best-selling Eisner and Harvey award-winning and Marvel flagship writer Jason Aaron from Thor, The Avengers, and Southern Bastards launches his most ambitious creator-owned series to date with the first of 3 unique artistic partners, Eisner-winning artist Alexandre
Tefenki.
Tefenki from The Good Asian. Good book. To take on a vision of the end of the world that's brutal and nostalgic, whimsical and grounded, and ultimately timeless. We got there.
Yeah, we got through it. What does trilogy each issue mean?
This epic trilogy each issue. I don't know, but we'll
And
find out.
30 story pages. So are we
It's a
dealing
very
with three stories?
I think it might be short stories all in with these characters,
Yeah, so seemingly it's
from
the
what I
two of
understand.
them and they're we don't know if it's love or well, it's love in some sort, but
Yeah.
romantic love or just, survival love, but I'm very interested to see what this actually is.
Yeah.
Also, Jason Aaron, great.
Oh, yeah.
He's great. So, I'm definitely down, but also I'm always down for an apocalyptic tale.
Sure. And this seems almost like a more realistic apocalyptic tale cuz like I know global warming isn't a thing and all, but,
Yeah, it's definitely not a thing. Let's not try to
this
poison the minds of our listeners with global warming being real. All right, Tommy.
I know. But, I mean, if such a thing were real, this this could probably be the end result.
Yeah, it might be
Um,
dangerous to even joke about it.
I know, I know. We are joking. For
Hot
clarification, we
takes,
are
hot takes.
hot takes. Hot takes. We believe in global warming. Um, but there's some Nick Dragotta art in this too. So,
Oh, really, dude?
yeah.
Honestly, side note: Dragotta gets so many points in my book because he was part of my lucky New York Comic Con get.
Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely embarrassed myself in front of him
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
because he was like cash only. I was like, oh, and I'm just trying to find money. I'm pulling out wadded up ones and fives. And he's like, just whatever you got, I'll take it. I was like, oh, thank you, please, I love you.
that's funny.
No, so this one will be definitely interesting. I just want to know. I want to know how they do the story because
Yeah.
it
Yeah, yeah.
seemingly is going to be three parts. Three.
Yeah, this is labeled book 1.
Yeah, so seemingly three different artists
The
because
only yeah,
first of three unique artistic partners.
right.
So Tefengi is going to be the first one. So I mean, Boom is kind of going the route in my eyes that Images, where it's just they're putting out smaller series that are, I mean, other than Something Is Killing the Children and stuff, but
Sure. I mean, they have some
they're
long running books.
yeah, but I think they're gonna start going down the route of putting out big names, shorter series, and this one's exciting to get into.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I mean, they can get those names for and get them on their books, but not have to with a higher chance of getting the artist because they're not tying the artist to an ongoing that
Yeah,
because
you're not
artists
tied to
artists can only
doing
do so
something.
many ongoings a month.
Yeah,
Writers can do a bunch because they have it pre-written and they can write you can write a lot faster than you can draw.
Zdarsky style.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
But
so
yeah,
that'll
super
take us
excited
on
for
to
this one.
our. Nope. So that'll take us on to our number three, though, which is going to be Star Wars Yoda number 1. Gotta love Yoda. Light and Life Part 1: The Coming of the Jedi. So all new adventures for the greatest Jedi of all time. To some, he was a legend. To others, he was a teacher. Now Yoda is all but forgotten, living in exile and haunted by the past. As a strangely familiar voice echoes through the swamps of Dagobah, Yoda must revisit the many lessons he has given over the years, from the days of the High Republic to the chaos of the Clone Wars. In the first of three story arcs, a desperate cry for help reaches the Jedi Council on Coruscant, and only Yoda can respond. But how far will he go to protect protect a community from attack. Yoda's an interesting character to be getting
It's his own book. Yeah.
his own book because, like, and I love Yoda. Obviously, we all love Yoda. If you like Star Wars, you love
Sure.
Yoda. There's not a
Absolutely.
bad word, but like, he's just been a character shrouded in so much mystery
Hmm.
for so long. I mean, down to the fact that like people fought when we called Grogu Baby Yoda. People were like, "Well, he's not actually a Baby Yoda," you know. It's
Yeah. He's thousands of years
like
old.
he's like 85. You know, it's like it's a character shrouded in so much mystery that
Hmm.
I love that Star Wars now has the platform to probably, and honestly, probably kill it. Like, probably give us a good Yoda comic.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see it because, again, he's a central character who is now getting a number one, three story arcs. It, it's going to be crazy to see like what he actually goes through because he also touches paths with everybody.
Yeah. I mean, Clone Wars,
Uh,
the original trilogy.
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah. Like, and with them trying to push now the High Republic, like we've already
Yep.
got the first movie's greenlit
Oh,
and
is
being
it?
worked
That's
on.
news. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's being worked on. Um, High Republic stuff's starting to come out. So as I think this is a good way for them to start breaching the gap,
I mean,
is we've already seen.
High Republic #1 variant cover. Who was it?
Yeah, it was
Yoda.
Yoda. Yeah. So we've already seen Yoda in the High Republic comics. So then the fact that this could possibly be going delving into the High Republic and giving more story for this character, it's like the people he touches paths with, it's endless. The list is crazy.
Yeah. No, this is gonna be
So
a lot of
I'm
fun.
I'm definitely down to see more Yoda stuff.
Yeah.
Like, also, by the way, did you watch what's it called? The
Probably.
new Star Wars animated show?
No.
Oh, I'll
Also bad at
text you about
watching
it,
TV.
but it's actually really good. It goes into it's during the prequel trilogy, but it covers like Ahsoka, like her origin, and then like her going into the like end of the Clone Wars TV show.
Okay.
But it also covers Count Dooku going from Jedi to Sith Apprentice.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it goes like through him like dealing with Qui Gon's death, stuff like that, and his like fall to the dark side and everything.
Wild.
Just a
Yeah.
weird side
Yeah.
note
No,
on
yeah.
Star Wars stuff
I'll have
because
to check that out.
I watched all of it and it was actually really good. It's also, it's a Dave Filoni thing, so it's all done by the same people.
Nice.
Like it's really good.
And number 2 is the Amazing Spider-Man #14. So this is a dark web
Hey,
the dark web prelude. We haven't seen Chasm since Amazing Spider-Man 894 and the free comic book day issue, but that doesn't mean he hasn't been busy. Join us for this very special issue featuring Spidey's most dangerous new villain, as well as Goblin Queen and a brand new villain that you won't believe. Who is this new villain we won't believe? Do you know? No spoilers, but do you know?
so I'm pretty sure that her name is Hallows Eve.
Okay.
So if you see her you'll see her in all the variants, which sick variants.
There's some good variants.
There
Yeah.
are a lot of good variants for this one. Um, but honestly, I'm super pumped for what they're doing with Ben Riley. We
Oh
talked
yeah,
about it
it's in, yeah. He's an
when it
interesting
was
character.
happening.
Yeah.
I mean, he got screwed in the Beyond stuff.
Yeah. It was here and then
Like
it was gone.
like Ben Riley's been through the meat grinder, like
Yeah.
his whole life. being a clone of Peter
His whole
Parker
existence.
couldn't have been easy,
No.
but like he's had it really, 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 really tough.
Yeah.
Um, so no, this one's exciting just because a Chasm is Ben Riley's new, I guess,
Alias.
not alter ego. It's
Alias.
not. It's not even that. He's just going to be
Yeah.
Chasm, I think.
Yeah.
So personality. Um, but he's mixing with Goblin Queen, a X Men villain, and leading into Dark Web, which is an X Men and Spider Man
Crossover.
crossover,
Let's
which I'm
go.
super pumped. I just went to Phantom of the Attic the other day, and they're
Nice.
like, "So how much of Dark Web are you pulling?" And I was like, "All of it. Let's start with all of it." um, but no, this is gonna be awesome. I think that Chasm's an exciting villain to see what he can do because we
Yeah.
haven't seen what happens. We saw Ben Riley lose his mind in Beyond,
Yeah.
and that's all we know. And then for him to be going into the, mixing with a X Men villain right out the bat, and then introducing Hallows Eve, who, I mean, she rides a broomstick, so she's probably going to be just like a goblin, anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because what's Spider Man without goblins? But I'm super pumped for this. I think this event is going to be crazy. I really do. I think it's because, especially, you start mixing like Spider Man and Wolverine is one thing,
Yeah.
but you mix Spider Man and the X Men,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
they have a whole nation. Like it's no longer
Krakoa.
just. Yeah, it's no longer just like, oh, the X Men are doing stuff. It's like the mutant nation is huge.
Yeah.
So to see what they're gonna do, I'm so pumped for it.
So does that kick off? I'm assuming it's its own. It has its own series, right?
What,
Dark Web,
Dark Web?
or is it
Not
in the issues?
not from what I think.
So
I
does it
think
kick
that
off with 15 in 2 weeks?
so. So there's gonna be, so Venom had its prelude. Gold Goblin is a prelude. This is a prelude. And then I think, I don't know if it actually is its own event. I
Okay.
think that it takes place within Gold Goblin, Venom, Spider-Man, X-Men, and whatever else they want. And then there are going to be one-shots and tie-ins, obviously, because
Did you
take my money.
did you read the
Uh,
preview for 15?
I did not.
Spider-Man versus Venom. Enough said. What is what
Yeah.
is Chasm's plan and why is Venom helping him?
Exactly. There we go. Well,
That's
so
gonna be
Venom,
wild.
I mean, Venom's having his own. We haven't had a Venom in the top five yet,
Oh,
I don't think.
not the new Venom. Actually,
Not
was
the new stuff.
what about the number one?
We
Was
might
that?
have had number one, but
Yeah,
I mean, that's a whole different problem,
yeah, yeah.
Um,
That
but
I have
no,
not
so
been
I'm
keeping up on.
I'm super pumped for this one. Obviously, like, your boy's a Spider Man, but I think this is going to be huge just for the character
Yeah,
and the series, and for whatever Zeb Wells has planned for us.
yeah,
Like, this is going back to Gleason stuff too. Like, I'm excited to see what happens. Plus, I'm really hoping that Phantom of the Attic has the 1 in 25.
yeah.
Like, if
Oh
if I
yeah.
have to, like, that's a sick cover. I love it. I love Chasm. I think he looks gross and beautiful at the same time. Hallows Eve is just like a sexy goblin.
Oh yeah.
But like, I want the dirty boy.
Let me see if I can do this here. This one? Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Take the
that's the
phone
one I'm
screen.
talking about.
There we go.
I love that cover. I want
It's
it so bad.
it's pretty good. Cool. Well, that
Then
leads us to our number one, Star Wars Revelations number one.
yeah, so this one, Star Wars Revelations, is the can't miss Star Wars issue of the year. After War of the Bounty Hunters came Crimson Reign. Now in the midst of Hidden Empire, Kira has shaken the galactic landscape to its core. But what lies beyond for the rebellion, for the Empire? What role do the bounty hunters play? And what is happening to Dr. Aphra? Witness the next step in the legacy of heroes and scoundrels in the galaxy far, far away as Mark Guggenheim is joined by a ragtag team of artists to bring you an explosive tale you won't soon forget. The path to the future of Star Wars starts here.
So this seems super cool. So basically, it's what's so exciting about this is one, it's the start of this new Star Wars. Like it's a jumping on point.
Dude, it's 52 pages.
Yeah, it's 52 pages,
That's a
but
long one.
it's gonna be all these like short stories. I'm assuming it's covering all of the ongoings. So it's kind of like a jumping on point. And then if maybe you're reading some of them, but not all of them, you get a taste of what the other ones are. If you're not reading any Star Wars, this is a great book to pick up and kind of get a taste of each of them, and then you can kind of see what interests you.
Pick what
It
you
might
want to do.
surprise you. I might, because honestly, I was reading the main title, then decided to read some of the side ones, and then ended up reading the beginnings of all of them. And then I ended up deciding to just read all of them as they came out, like every single side in of the story of the Star Wars books, because they are that good. Like all of them are very well done and super just their own thing and tell very different stories, but all kind of intermingled. And it's kind of cool when they cross over. None of them are kind of essential, I guess, except for the main one to kind of know what's going on. But you could read any of these as just standalone books, and they'd be fine.
Yeah, and each of them has new characters and new storylines. Funny enough, actually, not sure if you're still watching Eddie, but we talked about him finding a jump on point for Star Wars.
Well, here we go.
And
We
there you go.
got there.
Like this
We
this
got.
is a good one. Yeah, this is a good one. He
Yep.
said he was never a Star Wars fan because he didn't get introduced to it as a child.
Fair.
Do it right now. Like here we go. This is where we go.
Yeah.
No, so I mean this is interesting too. It's interesting to me to see how I'm not sure how to phrase it, but like how Marvel is dealing with both the High Republic and the Skywalker saga at the same time.
Yeah.
Because initially we were told like, well, Skywalker saga, we're done.
Yeah. But I mean, can
And
they be
then
done? There
they're
has to be
not. Like
something.
they're
There
not
has to be
done and
something.
it's not going to be
No.
done.
No, never.
Especially with the shows being so good.
There will always be
Like
something going on.
the shows they're doing are so good. It's like until you make a show for every single one of these comics that's so good,
I want a Dr.
we're not
Afro show
done.
so
We're not
bad.
done with
It would
it.
be
Like
so
we're
good.
not done.
Or a bounty hunter show?
So a bounty. That's why I love Mando.
Yeah.
Like the Mandalorian is so good because it's just showing us this side to bounty hunters and the Mandalorians that's like so new and so different. It's like
Yeah.
there's no way to be done with this part of the universe.
No, there's so much more
So
to go. So much more to say.
even if Yoda is going to talk about the High Republic in the new series, it's like I'm down to keep staying in the movie universe.
Both
I'm
is good.
down. Like
Both is good.
keep yeah, I like I've split my attention plenty of times in my life. Keep this one going. It's fine.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, granted, I need to give a Doctor Afra
Hmm.
needs a lot more of my attention.
Yeah. Just pull up Marvel Unlimited, start with issue
Yeah,
one, and just go. Yeah.
Bounty
It sucked
Hunters.
me in.
I'm pretty up on Star Wars. Like the main
Hmm.
line, I'm up on Darth Vader. I'm up on. The new Han Solo and Chewbacca, I have not touched.
I read the first issue and enjoyed it,
Yeah,
but then I
but I
decided I
mean,
was
I love
yeah.
Han Solo. Han Solo was like one of my first. Like, if Princess Leia was like the first love of my life, Han Solo was like the first dude I wanted to be. So, like,
I thought we were going somewhere else, but okay.
no, I like call me scruffy looking. It's fine. Like,
Absolutely.
also,
Cool.
people watching this, you missed out. Had one more Star Wars book fallen in this top five, I was gonna wear a Darth Vader helmet. It
You
was
talk
gonna be
about it
okay.
if you bring it up any more
I've
times,
talked
you're
about it
gonna
twice
you,
now. Like,
yeah. Here, okay.
one of these weeks, Darth Vader is gonna do half of the
Take
top
a
five.
picture and put it on the Instagram. People, if you want to see Murphy in the Darth Vader helmet, follow us on Instagram at Tommy's Top Shelf Comics.
Did you ever hear about the Halloween that I wore my whole Darth Vader outfit while I worked
No.
at
Do
the
you have
restaurant?
pictures?
Yeah,
Post
it was
that.
terrible.
You
It
should
was the
post
worst thing I ever did.
you should
I
post those
used I,
pictures.
I had to keep going to the office, taking the helmet off, and like cleaning the eye sockets out because it was so steamed up.
That
I
sounds
couldn't
terrible.
breathe,
That
and
sounds
it's
terrible.
COVID too, so I put a mask over the ventilator, like
That's bad.
because being a Sith Lord does not mean you're not, you know, socially conscious
It's true. It's true.
and responsible.
Well, I think we have rattled on enough, and you do now owe us that on the Instagram. Those pictures. You have to find those
I will,
pictures
I
and
will,
post them on the
I will
Instagram.
post my Darth Vader. I was expoing. I was telling people, I was like, "Give me a chicken tender and fry." Like,
Well, on that note, we have rambled enough, and we will see you guys next week.
see ya.